George Washington was chosen, and political neophytes Andrew Jackson, William Henry Harrison, Zachary Taylor, Ulysses S. Grant, Dwight Eisenhower elected not long after success as famous American generals on the battlefield. Teddy Roosevelt resigned as Assistant Secretary of the Navy on May 6, 1898, led the famous charge up San Juan Hill on July 1, 1898, was nominated governor of New York on September 27, 1898, and wound up being sworn in as president on September 14, 1901. The presidency is about the mixture of celebrity and potential. Yet in our third story on the countdown, the campaigns of Senators McCain and Obama continue to talk about political celebrity as if it were a new or a bad thing. Today, it's Obama's turn.
For decades, he's been Washington's biggest celebrity.
John McCain.
And as Washington embraced him, John McCain hugged right back. The lobbyists running his low road campaign. The money, billions in tax breaks for oil and drug companies, but almost nothing for families like yours. Lurching to the right, then the left. The old Washington dance, whatever it takes.
John McCain.
A Washington celebrity playing the same old Washington games.
I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message.
The presumptive Democratic nominee, attempting to keep his profile low during a week-long vacation in the state of his birth, Hawaii, assisted handily by John Edwards, who dominated the news cycle for the weekend, but who, in the process, has now conjured up another wedge issue that requires the employment of the logical fallacy and a huge assumption. Howard Wolfson, the former Democrat, former Clinton campaigner, now Fox News commentator, claiming that had the Edwards affair come to light before Iowa, it would be Senator Clinton accepting the nomination, even though most of his support and eventually his endorsement went to Obama and not Clinton. To deconstruct both the Wolfson theorem and the celebrity wars, we turn now to Newsweek senior editor, MSNBC political analyst Jonathan Alter. Thank you for coming in.
Hi, Keith.
Obama's response here, did he fire back in this war and gain something in it, or did he just prolong this war and this rather bizarre idea of celebrity as a political issue?
Well, if he was going to fire back, why not fire back sooner?
Yeah.
I mean, this was all a while ago. We're in a 24-hour, immediate, rapid response environment now. If you want to, go on the celebrity theme and put it back up in McCain's face, do it right away. So I guess what must have happened is they found that it was cutting a little bit. It was hurting them a little bit, and they decided to push back. But the most interesting thing about that spot to me is that there were no fewer than 6 images, different images, of Bush with McCain. So essentially what this ad was in the guise of being a celebrity ad. It was a no third term for Bush ad, and they showed the hug over and over again in different ways.
Well, all right, assuming that to some degree this was about celebrity. As I suggested earlier, we've had at least 7 celebrity presidents, basically no political experience among the 7 of them. This does not count guys who lost, like the John C. Fremont or General Winfield Scott. There have been 2 more second-generation presidents, at least one of whom was elected more because of his father's name than his tenure as a governor. When did celebrity, political celebrity, fame, however you're going to look at it, become a disqualifier, and are voters likely to see through this issue in either direction, to either candidate's detriment?
Well, first, it's interesting in that list of generals who then became president. Obama was not a general,
Correct.
so you can't make that war hero argument. But McCain's was 40 years ago.
Yeah.
The other ones, when you talk about Teddy Roosevelt, it's 6 months. With McCain, his real celebrity, where it comes from, is from his imprisonment in North Vietnam, and that was an awfully long time ago. Where the idea of celebrity became a dirty word in politics was when conservatives started going after Hollywood liberals.
Right.
And they could score, particularly with their base, by making it seem like the Democratic Party was too tied up with celebrities. Whether this works at all with independent voters, much less Democrats, I think really remains to be seen. But it's still catnip for conservatives. Most Americans, of course, love celebrities.
Yes,
so you got to ask, what's
this.
the problem in the first place?
Well, and this brings one more ad question, then I'll get that Howard Wolfson theory. The Olympic commercials, Obama went happy peppy in these commercials. Yeah. The McCain ones are not just negative, they're downbeat, they're almost scary. Didn't anybody in the campaign say, hey, this isn't like the show 24. People are watching the Olympics to watch the flag being waved. They want to be happy and peppy. Did nobody get the point across that you have to sort of target the message to the particular audience that would be watching these incredibly expensive commercial buys?
Yeah, I think that's a good point. They were out of sync with the tone of the Olympics. But they are very intent on driving this one particular charge. It's a lie, actually, that Barack Obama will raise your taxes if you make $42,000 a year or more. It's simply untrue when you look at it. Actually, in that middle income group, Obama cuts your taxes by about twice as much as McCain does. I think it's about $800 versus $400. But they really want to imprint that on as many eyeballs as they can. And so they took the Olympics as an opportunity to try to do so.
Well, they may imprint buzzkill on a lot of people who are watching the Olympics, too. Last point, Wolfson's theory about John Edwards. Boy, it sounds intriguing, but it now also sounds like many of the arguments about the Civil War. You know, if General Lee had had a Piper Cub, then he would have beaten, Grant several times. What is it? I mean, automatically Edwards, if he'd been forced to drop out a year ago, his support would have gone to Clinton and she would have won Iowa and everything would have been different?
Well, we know that that's not true.
Right.
I mean, the thing is, nowadays there's so much information in politics, we can actually go back and look at exit polls. Who was your second choice? Yes. So the second choice of Edwards voters was Obama. Those voters would have gone to Obama. They would not have gone to Hillary Clinton. So what Howard Wolfson said is simply untrue.
Right. You could also make the argument that if Edwards had gone out a year ago, the head-to-head fight between Obama and Clinton might have started earlier, and it could have been over sooner, theoretically, in Obama's favor.
Conceivably, yeah.
Or that, if Obama had a Piper Cub and used this during the campaign. Jonathan Alter of Newsweek at MSNBC. Thank you, John.
Thanks, Keith.